Welcome one and all to the Cinegeeks Podcast, where movies, TV, and all things geek collide. I am Roy, still joined by my lovely co-host Angela.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, Angela, and hello once again to all of our fellow Cinegeeks listening, not just here locally, but also worldwide. We truly appreciate and cherish every single one of you. We see you in our podcast stats. We have listeners from Dubai.
Yeah.
We have listeners in Australia. And also, a huge shout out. We forgot to shout him out during our last episode to Hadron over in Hong Kong.
Yeah, in
Yes.
K11.
The Casetify store in K11 Musea in Hong Kong. So, a huge shout out to you, Hadron. And so, for today's episode, okay, we will be talking about the movie A Very Good Girl. The movie is directed by Peterson Vargas, written by Marion Dominique Mancol, Jonathan Albano, and Daniel Saniana. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. Cast includes Kathryn Bernardo and Dolly De Leon.
The Dolly De Leon.
Yes, the Dolly De Leon.
But before we continue, we'd like to remind everyone who hasn't done so to follow our pod wherever you listen to podcasts, like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube.
Yes, don't forget to set your players to automatically download our new episodes so you don't miss out on our fun Cinegeek episodes as well.
Also, please don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Threads, X, aka Twitter, and Instagram, so you can join in on the Cinegeeks conversation.
And while you're at it, please leave us a 5-star review on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and a thumbs up on YouTube if you absolutely enjoyed this episode. You know, this really helps us out, so thank you very much in advance. Now, with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about A Very Good Girl. After a heartless firing triggers a chain of unfortunate events, Philo plots a meticulous revenge against retail mogul Mother Molly, aiming to dismantle her empire and seize the ultimate payback. This time, there is no mercy. Okay, so, a very interesting movie, Ange. What do you think? Yes. Isa to sa mga pinaka-awaited natin.
Yeah,
As well.
it was heavily promoted by Star Cinema.
Oo. Of course, yung one of their crown jewels ba? Si Kathryn Bernardo.
Yeah.
Of course. And,
Asia's box office superstar is her moniker.
yan, yun ba yung tawag sa kanya ngayon?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. And of course, Golden Globe nominee, Dolly De Leon.
Yeah. Golden Globe and BAFTA.
And BAFTA nominee. BAFTA, yes, true. BAFTA nominee. Dapat din Academy Award nominee.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
We'll never get over that.
We always mention that when we talk about her. Anyway, Ange, what did you think of A Very Good Girl?
A Very Good Girl. What can I say about that? What can mothers say? It's a happy deviation from, the Star Cinema norm. It goes out of its formula. Para sa akin, it's a very good transition to something edgier. And I think they're embracing Dolly De Leon's triangle of sadness. They're exploring the dark, the gritty, and the cringe style of storytelling. It's very stylized, by the way. It kinda took me aback noong umpisa. Kasi all the transitions and the sudden shifts in, the cuts, it was very uncharacteristic for a Star Cinema movie. This is the first time I've seen that kind of style. So I commend the director for that. He's introducing a very, unconventional film style to the masses. Especially, this is Kathryn Bernardo we're talking about. Kathniel, very masa yung kanyang market. So, for them to see this kind of style in movie is refreshing, They're educating and elevating the Filipino audience. when it comes to the story, I would have loved it if it went all in.
Very true. Yes.
Alam mo yon, I would have loved it if hindi siya nag-hold back. Talagang in-embrace niya yung cynicism. Especially this movie is all about revenge. As the logline already stated, it's a story about justice, revenge, and comeuppance. And it's it mainly focuses on two characters. One is an immovable object, and the other one is an unstoppable force.
Yes.
So it's a very interesting premise that promised big, climax.
Tama.
And for me, medyo, ayan na. Parang, kumbaga sa roller coaster, paakyat na ng paakyat eh. Tapos imbes na paganon siya, and it would be a thrill ride, biglang nag-plateau.
Or para bang siya, kung di ba sa roller coaster, pagdating mo dun sa first hill, pagbaba niyan ganon, may mga ikot-ikot pa siya. Ganyan, pasikot-sikot pa. Pero ito, para siyang pagdating mo dun sa first hill, biglang, okay, ride over. Para siyang ganon.
Or maybe parang, oh no, we're not gonna drop you that high.
Ano siya?
This is still, it's not that dangerous. Yun yung hinahanap ko dun sa ending, the danger. And the cynicism. Kasi the entire movie, it was so cynical. I expected it to really embrace that.
True.
And not to hold back and then goody-goody na ulit. Na parang, oh no, wag tayong ganyan. Parang, wag. Dapat good tayo.
Oh my God. I agree wholeheartedly with everything you said. First off, again, tama ka. Props needs to be given to Star Cinema for doing something very different this time, especially with someone like Kathryn Bernardo. I mean, I would assume na she's her film brand, her brand is something that they really guard with all their might and all their life. Yung Star Cinema Productions na parang ilalagay lang nila siya sa mga productions na alam nilang may mass appeal, merong maximum potential for earning. Of course, the usual film business stuff. Ganyan. Pero I would think, I mean, I do not profess to know the behind the scenes of this movie. Pero if I were to guess, I would put squarely the victory, quote unquote, of this movie on the shoulders of Kathryn Bernardo, first off, choosing to do this role. Sa simula pa lang.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Is this the first Kathryn Bernardo film where it's not a rom-com? Or at least a romantic film? Kasi she's always, for the longest time, I've always known Kathryn Bernardo to be paired
with someone.
If it's not Danielle Padilla, it's Alden with Hello Love Goodbye, which we loved. We loved that movie.
Ayun, yun pala. Very interesting that you brought that movie up. Kasi dun sa Hello Love Goodbye, nakakatuwa kasi, yes, meron siya nung standard rom-com tropes. Itong si ate girl, yung steadfast, virtuous young maiden trying to improve her life. Tapos itong si Alden Richards. Tama? Alden, no?
Alden, yeah.
Yung kanyang character doon, which is a deviation from his normal persona, na playboy siya.
He's not the goody-goody boy.
Hindi siya yung goody-goody na
boy next door type.
Hindi siya yung parang nandun sa yung Alden na maiden. Aldab yun, gano'n. Na ano pa rin yung core rom-com niya eh. The good girl will redeem the bad boy.
It's still very Cathy Garcia Molina. In its most basic essence.
Yun siya. Pero, ang na-appreciate ko doon, I mean, spoilers for a 4-year-old movie, yung ending ng Hello Love Goodbye displayed an unbelievable level of maturity.
Yes.
For a Star Cinema movie. Para sa akin Kasi usually pag sinabi mong Star Cinema rom-com, syempre magkakatuloy si Bida, tsaka si leading lady sa dulo, tapos cue the tilian sa sinihan. Kasi, yay! Kikis na sila. Woo!
Alam mo, the furthest thing that I can recall na pinaka-edgy na rom-com ending nila na short of parang happy ending was parang an open-ended ending. Parang yung One More Chance.
Yun. Kaso,
Hanggang dun lang. Pero
sinira nila yung open-ended nun nung ginawa nila ng sequel.
Yun, true. Hanggang open-ended yung kaya nilang gawin for a rom-com. Pero ito, hindi niya talaga binigay yung happy ending.
Dito sa
Hello, Love, Goodbye.
Yes, so ang naging ending nitong Hello, Love, Goodbye, sorry, deviation lang kasi nga, it's funny because the two things that we're so amazed about sa Star Cinema is Kathryn Bernardo growing as an actress and them, displaying maturity, Star Cinema in the stories that they make. Yung ending ng Hello, Love, Goodbye, hindi sila nagkatuluyan for now. Kasi meron silang kanya-kanyang goals that they have to achieve for themselves. So it's a very realistic, a very mature, a very true-to-life ending, so to speak ba. I mean, hindi naman laging happy ending sa buhay.
Yeah.
May mga tao na gusto nilang piliin yung dreams nila over love. And nothing is wrong with that. And pinakita niya yan on screen.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, dito naman, yung maturity na nakikita mo dito sa A Very Good Girl isn't the way na para siyang it displays maturity, human maturity on screen, pero more siya na it's growing up, nagiging adult na yung types of stories na binibigay nila doon sa kanilang mga admittedly teeny bopper love team stars.
Yeah.
Like si Kathryn. And the best thing that I will say about this is that this is the most impressive swing and a miss for me. Itong A Very Good Girl. Okay? I am not gonna focus on the miss. Okay? Kasi siguro parang konting daya na to sa Star Cinema na meron tayong handicap na binibigay sa kanila. Pero ang mas na-appreciate ko dito is yung they swung hard.
Yeah.
Sobra. As in yung opening pa lang.
They took their shot.
Oo, yung opening montage pa lang nung pag-introduce kay Philo tsaka kay Mother Molly. Yung stylistic na na parang choices na ginagawa nila. Even yung even yung opening title card.
Yeah.
With, it's a bit of an Easter egg for film fans. Yung nung unang pinakita yung A Very Good Girl, tapos nakatingin yung si Kathryn sa screen, tapos napasigaw siya nung putang ina. Tapos pinakita yung A Very Good Girl. Di ba? Usually ganun tayo sanay na may yung stylized name ng movie.
What is that? Parang, anong style yun? Tarantino?
Na kinuha niya doon sa mga exploitation movies from the 70s, yung may Very Good Girl, yung may title card, tapos meron yung trademark sa ilalim. Na parang ganun na, yung para siyang yung mga spaghetti western movies na ganun.
Yeah.
Na para siyang, okay, sige, we're going there. And then, yun nga, tama ka na it swings again and again and again. Sobrang yung mga choices na ginagawa niya in doubling down in how bonkers everything becomes.
Yeah. It's borderline fantastical eh.
Yun na nga eh. Oo. Yung, yung heightened sense of reality ng sine is used to it an absolutely win for the movie itself. Na alam niya kung ano siya. And alam niya na yung kwento niya, hindi niya makakwento in a realistic way.
Yeah.
Na this tale of revenge and this tale of, tama ka dun yung an unstoppable force meets an immovable object. May paso ko lang, a wild WWE reference. Kasi yun yung tawag dun sa matchup ni Hulk Hogan tsaka ni Andre the Giant nung nagkita sila. Sorry, yung masabi ko lang.
Okay.
masabi ko lang. Anyway, yan, na yung acting, talang-dala nilang dalawa.
Yes.
Ni Kathryn at saka ni Dolly. Dolly, of course, is Dolly. You can't say anything else that's been said about her. Pero ang sa akin, ang revelation talaga dito is si Kathryn. Kasi nung doon sa Hello, Love, Goodbye, which before we saw this, I would say was her best movie, na-shed niya para sa akin yung admitted na misconception ko about her, which is ang kanyang way of playing roles lang is this pa-sweet, patwitams, teeny bopper na way.
Yeah.
And yung sa Hello, Love, Goodbye, nagpakita siya doon ng ibang klaseng sense of, acting maturity na hindi niya, in my opinion, dinisplay in any other roles before that. Pero dito, yung kanyang powers niya parang bigla niyang ni-ratchet up to 11 na yung talagang kaya niyang makipagtapatan kay Dolly. And minsan,
Yun yung that's the most impressive thing about this movie. Nakapantay and nakasabay si Kathryn kay Dolly De Leon BAFTA and Golden Globe nominee.
In some scenes, naanuhan pa niya. Naungusan pa niya si Dolly.
Kasi nga, she carried the movie on her back.
Oo.
Dolly De Leon was a very significant addition to the film, but it was Kathryn who really shined.
True.
And maybe, Dolly really let her shine in some way.
So, talagang pinano siya ni Mother talaga.
Call me mother.
Oh my God. Ano siya yung, tama ka na sabi mo din kanina yung cringe element. Nung ganun, meron siyang dark humor. Meron siyang dark humor na hindi mo nakikita in Philippine cinema these days so much.
Yeah.
Yung kanyang ability to poke fun and laugh at the cynicism on screen. Hindi lang laugh at, but laugh with it.
Yeah.
Yung talagang alam niya kung gaano ka out of this world ridiculous yung mga pinagagagawa na itong dalawang to. Pero may instance siya na parang mapapatawa ka niya dahil ang ridiculous na tignan. Pero kahit yung malalaman mo yung inner dialogue nila habang ginagawa nila yon, parang kahit yun makakahanap ka ng parang, okay, they're going there. Talagang, okay.
Yeah, they're going full swing talaga. And you just appreciate that. I mean, sure, this is the first few attempts at unconventional styling in a film. It's very surreal, di ba? Kumbaga, fantastical siya. Hindi mo naman siya nakikita sa totoong buhay.
True.
Pero, yun nga you are getting a glimpse inside what's happening in the protagonist's mind.
True. And again, it's because of them, the two leads. Talagang they embody the script and sometimes they give it more pa. Pero yun na nga, that brings us to our main point of concern, I would say, about this movie is the script. As much as the movie, started or, nag-start siya with a very, very full head of steam. As in talagang out of the gates, takbo agad siya. 100 miles per hour agad siya. Simulat sa pool pa lang. Medyo umabot siya sa punto na alam mong Star Cinema pa rin yung pinapanood mo. May isang scene doon na parang in the midst of all this, I would say, chaos and the conniving, talagang nakapagpasok pa rin sila ng parang the virtuous good character doon. Na parang medyo na-take out ako doon sa kwento for a moment.
I was just loving it that nobody was good.
Yun. Sana.
Kasi nga, it's a juxtaposition on the title, which is A Very Good Girl in a Very Good World. Parang ganun Ganun yung konsepto niya, and they're trying to, flip that concept.
True.
And the fact na they kind of hold back a little on that.
Oo.
I don't know if that's the original idea of the writer or the maybe they, took a step back to appease some people.
Yes, I would say.
Pero kasi if you're going to do a cynical film, then go with it, di ba?
Oo. Parang
and trust your audience to appreciate and learn and elevate your audience. Trust your audience.
True.
Yun.
True, yes. Ito, tama yung sinabi mong yan na dapat, okay, for the first half of this film, andun na ako dun sa mindset na parang, okay, they're really going to show the barbarity of these actions that we're seeing on screen. Pero, is it ballsy enough to take the Scorsese route of showing evil, not to glorify, pero to show you na parang, this is what evil is. This is real in the world. Ganon. Walang commentary. Walang sasabihin na, walang biglang lalabas na parang, ako yung good person dito.
There's no lesson.
Yun, walang lesson, walang pontificating, walang
Moral.
preaching. Yun. Problema kasi, dito, sanang nag-all-in na siya, na nag-trust na lang siya dun sa audience niya, na mag-make up ng mind nila, na, yes, masama yan, nakikita ko. Hindi ko dapat gagawin yan. Kailangan pa rin nilang makita yung need to insert a character into the film saying na, masama yan ha. Pero kung hindi, hindi yan ganoon.
Just, nakikita ko naman yung point na maybe they still want a voice of reason amidst all this chaos and yun nga, the hatred all around na it's getting too much and meron pa rin namang voice of reason even in real life. Meron pa rin namang ganon sa buhay natin, di ba? But when you are seeing red because you are so consumed by your anger and your quest for revenge, hindi mo talaga pwedeng anuhin na, okay, suddenly, after all this, okay, I'm good. I'm gonna be good again.
True. Tsaka
and it doesn't work like that. Diba? Kung gusto mong mag-Breaking Bad, break bad.
Oo. Ito, magandang sinabi mo yan. Wala ka naman nakikita dun sa Breaking Bad na character ever na nagsabi na parang, sige po, hulihin na natin si Walter White kasi masama po siya.
Parang si Skyler.
Pero hindi niya sinabi yun that way. Sinabi niya yun after being part of the entire enterprise, after benefiting from the entire enterprise, and then having something bad happen to them. Hindi siya sinabi. Nag-flip lang si Skyler nun nung sumugod na si Walter sa bahay, tapos muntik na niyang pagsasaksakin yung mag-anak niya.
Oo, tsaka si Walter Jr.
Tsaka si Walter Jr. yun. Kasama yung baby, tapos kinidnap pa ni Walt yung baby. Diba?
Pero there's a certain level of complicity if you are part of that world.
Exactly. Ang problema dito, may isang character na part of that world, tapos biglang, yes, sige, fine, something happens to her, horrific yun. I'm not gonna take that away from that character.
But she just becomes a victim. But also, if you look at it from a different perspective, she was influenced by the vengeance din eh. Parang in a way, twisted sense of justice siya. Pero in a preachy way.
But that character feels like she's from a totally different movie.
True.
Na, eto, sige, if that character wants vengeance, and ang implication pa nga that character saw right through Philo, if I'm not mistaken, then, according to the rules set by the movie itself, dapat mag-a-act din siya in a way similar kay Philo. Kasi kung yung brand ng revenge na gusto niya makuha, yung brand ng revenge na dinidish out ni Philo.
Actually, hindi nga revenge ang gusto niya eh. Gusto niya lang justice. Pero, there is a fucked up idea of justice in this movie na hindi naman siya yung right definition of justice.
Yun na nga eh.
Diba?
Oo. May rule na sinet yung sine.
Oo. It's, parang, what do you call this? Vigilante style.
Parang ganun. Oo, tama. Kaso kasi itong yung sense of justice nung character na sinasabi natin, parang bigla siyang nagsabi na, oh ma'am, nakikita ko nga po yung ginagawa nila. Sige po, gawin niyo po yung ginagawa niyo po for justice. Yeah. Pero kung ma'am, hindi justice yung hinihingi ni Philo, ma'am. Nagre-revenge siya. Naghihiganti siya.
Pero siguro, let's just say na she is one of the weaker points
of the movie. Yeah.
Of the movie.
In terms of yung asahan talaga, yung writing could improve more. I'm not gonna say, I wouldn't say on a high. I'm still really happy about the effort. Ito yung kung merong participation award or effort award. Ito, I will happily give this movie an award for its very, very big swing, even if miss yung resulta niya. Kasi at least nakita natin na, hey, our directors are growing. Our screenwriters, yes, of course, very much so. And yung konting linis pa.
Pero we're getting there.
We are.
I'm happy that we are in that trajectory.
Super. Ito, ako na lang ang unsolicited advice for Filipino screenwriters. If you are going to write a story about the unbridled cynicism sa mundong to, go all in. Don't include something na parang may mabait na character, meron biglang something to fight for, ganyan. No, double down on the fact that everyone is bad. It's not quote unquote good yung kwentong ganun, pero it makes for a much more satisfying, a narratively satisfying movie. Diba? Kung yung sa ganun, yung mga tipong mga Scorsese nga, Goodfellas, Departed, Mean Streets, Taxi Driver,
Irishman.
walang mabait doon. Pero hinahanap nung sine na yon yung drama in the conflict that they have with yung kanilang evil na ginagawa nila. Not because they want to be good, but because they're trying to reconcile the actions that they're doing and the toll it's taking on
The protagonist.
yung sa kanilang sa kaluluwa nila, whether it be a good or a bad hit, so to speak.
And we are a nation. Of course, we are a film and TV viewing audience who loved Squid Game.
Yes.
And Parasite. And Breaking Bad. Succession.
I mean, hell, even yung mga sine nung 70s, 80s, yung mga Bernal at saka mga Broca, if I'm not mistaken, they were all populated by anti-heroes.
Anti-heroes and
despicable
gray
people.
morality.
Yes, exactly. And
Yon.
they're all considered classics now. So parang sa akin, hindi naman to parang you're getting something from Western influences. No, just look at your own blood. Look at Bernal, look at Broca. Yung Himala, masyado na natin pinapontificate yung scene na yon dahil dun sa monologue ni Nora Honor. Pero if you watch that movie, she's not a good person. She's a charlatan.
Yeah.
Manloloko siya. Kaya siya binaril. Diba? Kaya classic yung scene na yon kasi yung kanyang pinagagawang panloloko, akala natin hindi makakakuha ng kamapans. Pero yung kamapans, hindi siya yung tipong white knight justice, hindi. Even the justice itself that was dished out was evil din. Pinatay siya. Tas, boom, tapos.
OTJ,
di ba? Yung ganun na if we want to make a story about anti-heroes and morally gray characters,
go all in.
just stay in the
Don't
gray.
redeem them in the end. You know, Walter White was never redeemed.
Hindi. He wasn't. He just, namatay pa nga siya in the middle of the thing that he did, he loved. Yung sa pagitan ng mga tangke nung pinagagawa niyang, produkto.
Succession, nobody there was good. It was perfectly fine.
Yan. Yun na lang siguro yung hinahanap nating next step in the journey of quote-unquote narrative maturity ng Philippine cinema. Or hindi nga journey return to maturity ng Philippine cinema. Kasi nanggaling na tayo dun eh.
True.
Kailangan lang nating bumalik.
And, trust your audience.
Just your audience to be intelligent enough to know what their moral compass is. Do
Kasi
not dictate.
It makes them also reassess their own moral compass, di ba?
Oo, wag mong didiktahan ng moral compass yung audience mo.
The last thing you should do if you're gonna, revolutionize the film viewing experience and how people appreciate and consume film is to never hold back and just to trust that they process it however they like.
True. That's very true.
Do not spoon feed or preach to your audience.
True. I guess we're a bit ways away pa sa ganun. You
never get it the first time you do it.
True.
And that's fine. At least you've started.
True.
And with every movie that you do, you learn.
At least nakakatuwa lang na maisip na hindi lang quote-unquote pag-aari na lang ni Eric Mati yung paggawa ng narrative ng narrative about morally gray or even bankrupt characters. People other than him and his collaborators can make something good. There's gold here eh. Pero yun na nga lang, hindi lang siya nag-follow through dun sa kanyang incredibly insane premise. Sayang. Yun lang sa akin.
And also, andun na sana si Dolly De Leon eh. You have to remember what put her on the map.
Exactly.
Yung role niya sa Triangle of Sadness, which is very, very morally corrupt.
True.
Na sa ending, talagang grabe.
Diba?
Yun yung in-embrace talaga yung cynicism nung kwento, nung film, that the film promised.
True.
Diba?
True. Exactly.
Everything was flipped.
Oo. Akala sabihin mo na parang kasi dahil nagtatrabaho siya sa barko, Filipino, OFW, virtuous na agad siya. Pero kapag nilagay mo sa sitwasyon na ganun, she's no better than the worst of us. Ba? Yan.
Just because she was the underdog does not mean she's the hero. Or she's the victim, parang ganun.
Ito, sa mga sine na ganito, okay, sana ma-realize ng mga Filipino filmmakers, if you want to make a movie like this, walang hero sa ganitong klaseng kwento. Wala. There are anti-heroes, yes, pero there is no one virtuous in this story. Ito, going back tayo sa OTJ na example. Titingnan mo yun from top to bottom, walang mabait dun. Kasi, of course, si Joel Torre, siya yung assassin. Si Gerald.
Tatang, diba?
Si Tatang, oo. Si Piolo, sabihin natin siya yung police, pero anong role niya? Yung asawa niya, anak ng politiko. So, meron siyang in. Tapos, si Raver, yung partner niya, nung first film at least, corrupt din. Tapos, si Joey Marquez, yung sabihin natin mabait na police, quote-unquote, hindi din naman siya mabait kasi wala siyang ginagawa.
Complicit siya.
Yun, so there are no characters with any
moral high ground.
Exactly.
That's right.
Yun, kaya sobrang ang ganda nung scene na yun. Ito, andun na eh.
It was in the right track up until,
The ending.
Yeah.
Or at least ito na lang, sige. If they really wanted to retain yung parang redemption, quote-unquote, nung character ni Kathryn dun sa dulo, without going into any spoilers, there's a narrative twist or turn that this movie takes na, sige, pwede sanang yun yung ending eh. Kaso
it could have ended earlier.
It could have ended at that point. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Yun. Pero they found the need to insert a speech at the end pa, absolving the main character of all of her quote-unquote crimes.
No, you don't do that.
No.
There's no absolution in a story about revenge.
Exactly.
They already did what they did, and they know because it was all premeditated.
Kaya nga, lalo na sa part ni Philo, Diyos ko Maria Joseph. Di ba? Bakit mo biglang bibigyan ng speech na parang, alam mo, mabait ako? No.
Parang, I don't want to go into spoilers, but yeah, you'll know it when you see it.
Yes.
But please, see this film in the cinema because it was exciting. I was at the edge of my seat.
Siguro for the first, sabihin natin, 1 hour and 45 minutes of its 2-hour runtime, I never felt na sobrang parang
prouder
of parang the feeling na I don't know what's gonna happen. Na hindi ko nararamdaman usually pag nanonood ng Filipino movie. 'Di ba? Pero
especially a Kathryn Bernardo movie. And this is the first time she's not paired. She doesn't have a romantic interest.
Yun.
And it was not a love story. She was not a leading lady, kumbaga, of a guy.
Ang galing niya talaga dito. Gusto ko
props to Kathryn Bernardo. Keep it up and keep choosing roles like this.
Please, talaga. I mean, sige, sabihin natin na business-wise, in a business sense, you still have to get yung mga rom-com roles kasi yun yung bibenta. Pero once in a while, throw us cinephiles a bone and, get roles like this. Na talagang, sobrang you sank your teeth into talaga.
She chose the right mentor. Dolly De Leon is like...
galing.
Her delivery of her lines, her micro expressions, and...
We're not worthy, Dolly.
Yun talaga yung perfect portrayal of an anti-hero.
Yung kay Dolly.
She was very multifaceted.
Actually, hindi na siya anti-hero. Siya talaga yung villain talaga out and out. Walang problema.
Pero ang dami niyang dimensions.
Yun, may dimensions siya. Hindi siya cartoon, hindi siya 2D villain. Ang galing.
Developed and well thought out yung character niya.
In that sense, yung screenwriting, sige, I will give props to that na ganun yung pagkakasulat kay Dolly.
But then, it came too late. Kasi her backstory could have come sooner.
Or it could have been alluded to. Kasi
kahit hints lang.
Kasi may development dun sa bandang dulo. Parang biglang, ay, saan galing yun?
Wait, what?
Oo. Shock. Value, sige, fine, wala problema. Pero kung titignan mo yung buong sine, nothing alluded to that.
Nothing would clue you into that
Oo.
detail of her personality.
Not necessarily yung para dahil sabi naming mga cinephile manood na parang, na hulaan ko yan eh. Hindi. More lang siya na parang, kaya ganun yung actions niya kasi may nag-i-inform na ganun.
Oo.
Sa dulo.
Well, it kind of recontextualizes everything if you rewatch it. Pero kasi, yun nga, there was not enough allusions
True. Yeah.
to that
Yan.
fact na dapat meron
Oo.
for it to be, more solid.
Oo.
Mas na-stick yung landing kung umpisa pa lang hinted na siya.
Well, I mean, again, they went for the moon, came up short, but it's a very admirable, commendable effort. Ikaw, any final thoughts?
Well, yeah, final thoughts. A very good girl promised to be a tale of vengeance, but proves to be tepid. It attempts to explore themes of justice, payback, parang comeuppance, but it falls short of delivering the thrilling punch it teases. And, in the end, you might find yourself wishing for a more compelling and satisfying tale of revenge because we've seen better and grittier and darker
True.
tales of revenge.
Ako naman, at ako talaga sabihin ko, sobrang, powerhouse performances talaga from Kathryn and Dolly. Unfortunately, yung script faltered at the end kasi the movie didn't know exactly what it wanted to be. It had a late identity crisis, the movie itself. Pero if I'm gonna commend anything about this, and there are absolutely many commendable things about this movie, the acting, the production design, even the cinematography.
And the soundtrack. They chose their songs very, very, very cleverly.
Sige. Well, we say na parang hindi natin gusto masyado yung ending. Pero yung ending niya with that song, parang
it was perfect.
Perfect.
Perfect song.
Ganda.
To a not so perfect ending.
True.
But it's the first attempt. We can forgive that.
We're going there. We're trending towards the right direction in terms of, maturity sa kwento and even the roles.
Dark
comedies. Yung ganun mga talagang anti-hero stories. Ganyan. More of this. Please. Star Cinema. Talaga. Just a disclaimer, okay? Star Cinema neither paid nor sought out this review, okay? They are hearing our feedback about the movie the same time as you are, okay? Just for transparency's sake, okay?
So that's it for A Very Good Girl. Cinegeeks, if you've seen this movie, please share with us what you thought about it. Comment it on our social media. Again, we are on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, and X at Cinegeeks Pod.
Yes, and please don't forget to set your players to automatically download our new episodes so you don't miss out on our fun Cinegeek conversations.
While you're at it, why don't you leave us a 5-star review on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and a thumbs up on our YouTube channel if you absolutely enjoyed this episode. For my co-host Troy, this has been Angela. Thank you for listening to the Cinegeeks Podcast, where movies, TV, and all things geek collide.